What does being canceled even mean at this point? Because every time I see someone complain about being canceled, it's always in response to other people crapping on them for either having the worst take imaginable or someone criticizing said take. And then afterwards they scream, "Freedom of speech is under attack." Like, you do understand that while you do have the freedom to express your opinion, others also have equal freedom to shit on your opinion or express disapproval in said opinion. It's like walking into a Spanish neighborhood and calling everyone the hard B and then wonder why you're getting jumped by several niggas in sombreros. And then screaming, "But what about freedom of speech?" And these people have the goal to call other people sensitive when they give a negative response to their actions. Like, we got people who unironically compare being canceled on Twitter to being a Jew in the Holocaust. And how delusional do you have to be to look at the Holocaust and people saying mean shit to you on Twitter and say that they're the same thing? What were you cooking? Which brings me to how cancel culture is just so overhyped. Like, if you look under a Long Beach Griffey video or any slightly edgy video, you'll come across one of the most annoying comments on the internet, where people say shit like, "This man is uncancelable, the stone on this man for making a video like this in modern day, and this guy speaks the truth about society, and man, this show could never air today." And if you say things like that, I actually got a request for you. I want you to go down to the dollar store, buy a $7 cactus, and go to your nearest bathroom, okay? And I want you to look into a mirror as you shove that cactus directly up your... Like, these people legitimately believe that we live in a dystopian society where if you make a slightly edgy joke, the military will break down your door and throw you into the sin machine. And don't even get me started on the whole Hogwarts Legacy drama. You know, the drama where you were considered brave for playing a video game because people saying mean things about you on the internet is a fate worse than death. This was an actual thing people were cheering for. And then there's the whole innocent until proven guilty side of cancel culture, where the argument people are making is that you can't make a judgment on someone until all the evidence is presented. And while that is true, you do also have to remember that humans are not logical creatures, and most often our biases do take the front wheel. Like, for example, if your friend was accused of sexually assaulting a minor with no evidence provided, would you still let that person babysit your 3-year-old daughter with no conflicting feelings whatsoever? Or I could use the Schrodinger's cat analogy where someone with a positive view would say that the cat is alive and someone with a negative view would say that the cat is dead, and then there's a person on the other side of the glass who, with no interest in cats, would remain indifferent and preach about waiting for the box to open. Basically what I'm getting at is when it comes to situations like allegations, people are more driven by emotion than logic. Especially if one has some sort of attachment to that individual, rather personally or parasocially, and especially if the individual is accused of a crime that we all agree is objectively wrong. And those people are likely going to be driven towards a narrative that fits their personal biases. And I'm not trying to say of rather if like mob mentality is right or wrong, but what I am saying is when it comes to these type of situations, an emotional reaction that triggers mob mentality is inevitable. But anyways, that's all I want to talk about. Yeah.
Living in America is crazy. I went to a Starbucks recently and I ordered a croissant. And then the barista spun the machine around. It said, "Do you want a tip?" And then I asked her, I said, "Do people normally tip here at Starbucks?" And she said to me, "Yeah, people tip if they want to be nice."
If they want to be nice?
And then she said it with a voice where it was sort of an attitude. And then I said, "Okay, well, if I tip, do I get a blowjob?"
You said that?
And for how long? Long story short, she actually called the cops.